What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be talking about my kind of thoughts, predictions heading into Season 6 of College Football 25 Ultimate Team. What I want to see, what you guys need to make sure you do complete before ultimately the newest season does kick off, the new season does begin. Now, as I do dive into this thing, this is my opinion. I think, honestly, for me, Season 5 has been the least fun of all seasons, and I think it's just because I feel like, even today's drop and the Game Changers drop, I just think it's just, stale. We need a new, I don't want to say revamp, but, we need new cards. We need more exciting cards. They need to do something more with the abilities. With the overall bump, I feel like we didn't really see overall bump of stats. I don't know, I just feel like recently this season it's just kind of been meh. And again, even for me, am I going to grind all these things out? I mean, I easily could. I could easily earn a bunch of, trophies, a bunch of XP to at least get to the epic reward. But the problem is we've got a 97 overall Josiah Stewart that's sellable in the auction house. So again, am I going to grind these things out? Probably not. Could I and easily make a lot of progress? Absolutely. That's one thing I want to start with. With the field pass, figure out what you want to get done. Even with these milestones, guys, there's so much XP here to be redeemed. And again, if you're like me and, you're like, well, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? Well, just figure it out and get what you want to get done. I could, like I mentioned, easily get to that level 50 and even beyond. It's just, to me, I think the problem is it's even these rare packs have been trash compared to what they were in the past. So I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion on as far as grinding the objectives. Do what you guys ultimately want to do with that. Now, as far as, the rest of this, house rules, all of these things, well, figure out, see what their expiration date is and go from there. So, for example, Play It Forward expires in 1 day at the start of the new season. Frat Party expires in 3 days. Scores Skirmish in 7 days. So get what you want to get done from these. Get the rewards you want to ultimately get done. And then continue moving forward. For myself, again, I didn't really grind a ton of house rules, so it's not, that impactful on me. But for some of you guys out there, it ultimately could be. Head-to-head, I learned the hard way last season. In Champs, it literally stops at the start of a new season, and it wasn't even the time for Champs to reset. So you guys can see, this refreshes every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, so in 2 days, 1 hour. The new season begins here in you guys can see if you go in here to the field pass, 1 day, 18 hours. But I think they do reset Champs with the start of a new season. It's something I didn't realize last season, and I don't want to say got screwed, but it hurt my Champs run just that little bit. Now the main story here is the auction house, because we are going to see an overall bump at the start of the new season. Now, when that happens, we're going to see 99 LTDs in the game. I think that is it going to make a massive difference? I think it's going to make a difference. Would I overreact to it? No. Okay? And so for myself, I don't play the game that much right now. And so a guy like Tyler Boyd, I'm trying to sell right now. A lot of my other solid guys, I'm trying to sell right now. And if I'm you guys, I'm being pretty smart with where the auction house is at. Am I saying you guys gotta panic sell certain things? No. But just be smart with the amount of coins you have. For me, I want my coins to last throughout the rest of this year. And so I don't want to have to buy a lot of, the new cards, any of the new cards. Honestly, it's just not what I want to do. And so figure out what you guys are wanting to figure out with the game and the coins, and try to, use that for yourself and be smart with it. So at the end of the day, when you do see an overall bump, the auction house is going to slowly crash. It is. Now, especially given the fact that we saw an overall bump, 3-4 weeks ago at this stage. And with that overall bump, we really didn't see that the ratings of these cards get that much better. And so I'm just thinking with the new season, new abilities could pop up, new overalls. I'm thinking this is finally going to be the time in which maybe we'll see, these Endgame types of cards. Because realistically speaking, guys, we don't have that much longer of college football, right? I mean, if you think about it, let me actually look something up here as I am diving into this thing. The college football 26 release date I don't even think it's announced yet. I think it's announced on March 3rd. No, I don't even know when it is going to ultimately be announced. But again, the new game is going to come out obviously this summer. If you look at when College Football 25 was released, it was released in July. So that speaking, we have 4 more months of this game. And again, I think once you start seeing those 99 overalls, that's like going to be the end of the game cycle. The only thing after that they can do is give players better abilities, stuff like that. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to prepare for, is having the extra coins for that. And for myself, it's easy, right? I don't have a scheme team. I don't have a theme team. So it's easy enough for me to go and sell the cards that I'm personally not necessarily using right now, or, not using a ton. So even a guy like Mikel Esteen, right? I could go try to sell him, because again, I'm not going to play the game for the next, little while, as I've not necessarily loved what EA has been cooking up recently. So if I can get the extra coins heading into the new season, heading into the overall bump, I absolutely think it is worth your time to do. And that's just kind of my thing. Now, again, if you're playing champs, if you're playing Gauntlet each and every week, then obviously do what you guys got to do. But even Gauntlet right now, okay, you go and get 9 wins. Obviously, the new season will happen. But let's say last weekend, you got 9 wins. What is that really getting you? You only get a couple of extra 100,000 coins because the Gauntlet reward's not even that good at this stage. And so that's just where I'm at, where it's like, at the start of the season, if you do grind the Gauntlet reward, and it's a good reward, you can sell that card for nearly 1 million coins. Right now in this game, that's obviously not the case with the Marion Hampton. It's just not the way it ultimately has been. So, again, do I like where the game's at? It's fine. But I do think if you have the chance to make a couple extra 100,000 coins, you got to try to do that. And again, even with me, if I sell these cards and I still make my best lineup, I can still go into champs and have fun playing the game. I can still go out there and compete against those top guys. I'm just not going to have the best of the best squads in the game. So just kind of another thing to kind of think about, to make note for you guys. Is it worth having a great team in the game? It's ultimately up to you. A lot of you guys might have good B&D cards as well. And so that's another thing that I think about. Like even my Mensa, I don't think he's nearly as good as the top level quarterbacks. But guess what? He's a guy that can go out there and compete. Same thing like at the cornerback position. My corners aren't great, but they're good enough to go out there and compete with, right? And so those are the things, too. If you have B&D cards that can go out there and compete, guess what? It's probably worth your time to just use those as we are winding down this season. I am genuinely hoping, not only for myself, but for everybody, that we see, just kind of a big time. And again, it's not necessarily the biggest thing in the world, but just kind of a revamp as we do head in to next season. I just think it is important and it needs to happen. Now, as far as who you guys should choose with your trophies to use your upgrade tokens on, I don't necessarily know. Obviously for me, I'm one. I like the coin conversions as much as anything else, because it's just tough for me to tell you guys to use it on a certain card and then that card just not necessarily be great. So again, as far as your upgrade tokens, I don't necessarily have all the answers with that. Again, it's just kind of tough for me even right now to sit up here and say, well, if you do want to, pick up a certain card, well, who should you pick up? It's tough because, again, I don't know how great they're going to make each and every one of these cards. Like, this card looks good, Michael Toffee. But again, if they don't make him right, he's probably not going to be worth the upgrade, and even a guy like, a lot of these cards, it's just tough. And if I'm not going to grind for if I'm not going to grind for the upgrade token as well, guess what? Get these coin conversion packs. I'm telling you right now, these coin conversion packs a lot of times don't end up selling for that much. But if you can get the extra coins, guys, at the end of the day, it's worth it. And so that's kind of the approach that I took last season is, again, these are going to be better than just allowing your tokens to go to waste. And again, even if you don't pull anything crazy, you're going to notice your coins slowly rise, slowly go up. So just make sure you don't head into the new season with a bunch of trophies just left over, because guess what? They're not going to be worth more than if you are exchanging them, for 500, 1,000 coins. And guess what? It might not seem like a lot, but if you have a lot of leftover trophies and you do use them on coins, you might be looking at $10, $20, $30,000 or 30,000, coins that just would expire if you were not to use them. So All of these things are things that I would think about before Season 6 does kick off come Thursday, and things that I personally am going to do. I am hoping that Season 6 is just a little more exciting. And again, it just could be a me thing, right? Because earlier this year, I really was all about this game. I was super excited about grinding and playing this game. And at this point, it's just like with the rinse and repeat cards, with I feel like this season's cards kind of being a letdown overall, not as exciting. It's just kind of worn me out this season. So I'm hoping that Season 6 is just slightly better. So getting all these extra coins, again, it's not going to be anything game-breaking, game-changing, but it is helpful at the end of the day. So those are just some things to think about as we do head into the new season. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Do you guys agree with me, disagree? How are you guys feeling about the game right now heading into the new season? Let me know that down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.